Welcome to the Sip and Inhale podcast with your hosts, Olivia and Jay, where real women come to talk about real life shit. From raising kids to maintaining friendships and everything in between. Join us as we open up and talk about the real problems women face in everyday life. Welcome, loves. Welcome back.
Hey.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little sleepy, but I'm doing okay.
I don't know why it's 9:30 and I am sleepy like it's midnight, but let's call that adulthood.
That's true. Prepping for the market. Got a lot going on. Events 2023 is about to be huge, so I feel like
every day ends up being
like a 12-hour day.
Oh my goodness, I agree. I'm definitely not complaining, but the business is moving. We are moving so much busier than we were in October. Well, welcome back, loves. This is episode 3, 4? Oh my goodness, maybe episode 4. I should keep better track of that.
It is okay. That just means it's get even worse when we get into double digits.
Oh my goodness, by then I barely remember my age, so.
Awesome. Well, before we get started, we have something new.
Yes, Olivia brought us something.
So thank you to Lexi Sweethouse. She made us some chocolate-covered strawberries. She's also launching a lingerie line called the Lingerie House, so be sure to check her out on IG.
Love it.
And we're going to enjoy some of her chocolate-covered strawberries.
Yeah. So we're going to get to the episode. Today's episode is about being your authentic self. So we'll hop in one sec. Strawberry. Oh.
Look at them. They're so cute. She gave it a little shine. Your favorite color?
Yes. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at this piece of beauty.
It's so cute. I think she said it was milk chocolate.
Okay, guys. So this is our first try-in. We're going to let you know what we think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Fresh strawberries.
Yes. What's her Instagram?
Lexi, Lexy, Sweet House HAUS. Yes, go for it. She's running a special for Valentine's Day. Check it out.
Oh my goodness. I don't even like chocolate strawberries. Or strawberries, if you're not. That's a whole other thing. But these are delicious. So if you think I don't like chocolate strawberries, try it. Oh my goodness.
All right. So let's get into things.
Let's get into it. So today's episode is all about authenticity. And this came up for me because I feel like being a Black woman, but it's probably really just being Black. No, it is just being Black. I feel like we aren't always able to be our authentic self. Like when I go to work, I'm work Jamie. Work Jamie doesn't say or do half the things that real Jamie does. And so the first question I really pose, or the question of the episode is, at what times can you be your authentic self? And in those times that you can't, why? This seems to be a Black plight. So I really wanted to sort of talk about why this barrier exists, why we have to be someone else. I don't think personal Jamie is strange. Well, she's strange, but
she's a hippie.
She's a hippie. But I don't think it's crazy. It's not, my authentic self should be acceptable in life.
True. I mean, I guess for us, maybe I'm thinking about mom, and granted, it's maybe a generational thing, but I remember her used to always teach us, like, you talk a certain way when you're around certain people.
Yeah.
Like me being a leader, managing people, always communication with parents. There are just some things you just don't say. There are some parents who know me a little more personally, in which those conversations may be different. But even when we talk to each other at work, it's still different.
Sorry, I got to change my mic.
So, yeah.
But I absolutely agree. And so when I was working in my last role, we had somebody come in and talk about, I can't remember what term they used, but there was a term used that essentially was saying it's the personality that you use so that people don't feel so off-putting about your being black. And like, so to give an example, I was working, I was way younger. I was working at a way different company. But, my coworkers, I am probably one of maybe three black people. And we're working late. And I can't remember the conversation, but somebody said something, blah, 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 talking about cigarettes. And I said something about a square. And I stopped myself, I swear, for at least a month. I kept thinking to myself, oh, Jamie, did you say square in front of these people? For anybody that doesn't know, in many black communities, a square is a cigarette. You might hear blue squares being sold.
I remember I used to think he was saying blue squares. I was like, why are you going around selling blue squares?
It's blue squares.
But yeah,
blue squares. But
I need to enunciate.
That experience for me, like really, that was maybe one of the first times that I really was aware of the difference in personalities or the different ways that I have to be in places that I am. And like, why is that? Why? What happens if I say square and bruh or whatever? You know what I mean? What happens if I use those terms in real work life? Why are we so afraid to be?
I don't know. I also think, or maybe it goes to, I think it just goes to how we were raised. Yeah. And just always having to, back like going into like slavery, like you always had to put on your face, whether, and speaking of slavery, like whether you're a field or house, that was your own identity. Yeah. But in those moments where you were not at work, and you all were together, dancing, partying, talking, it was different. It's like you always have to be a separate self, a separate set of yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, with more, I guess, inclusion and diversity are something that every company loves to say, we're diverse and we're inclusive. But I mean, how often is that true? Just like HBCUs and PWIs, those are all different concepts where, I mean, HBCUs, you're supposed to feel like you're a part of the community because you're surrounded by people of color. And at a PWI, to be a person of color is, as someone who went to a PWI, it took a while, but I don't know. I think I still just kind of take a lot of that stuff with me because you don't want to be the center of attention, but you still want to do your job well enough to be rewarded.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think it really sucks. Like, because first of all, I don't know that most of our white counterparts, our friends, our coworkers, I don't think that they know that we're doing this, that we have to put on the different face. So it's not as if I'm saying that we do this because it's what they expect, but maybe we do it because we know what's familiar to them, and it's our attempt to be familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I always struggle with this because I always tell myself, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be me. And people will like it or not. But the reality is, I guess I'm actually afraid to be me most times. Like, you can take this podcast, for example. It is called the Sip and Inhale podcast. Viewers, I, Jamie, named the podcast, but I'm afraid to indulge in the inhale of the podcast. Inhale. I hope you guys know the sip part is for you to sip. A little wine, a little chocolate, whatever. But the inhale part is to smoke or just take deep breaths. Your thing, no pressure. But I can feel like the fear that I have of showing that side of myself, of showing that I do indulge in adult things that are legal, but it just feels very stigma. It feels like I'm going to box. Yeah, exactly. And it's that way with anything. You can take smoking. You can take just the way that I speak. If I'm with friends and I say something, when I'm at work, when I'm around people that aren't my inner circle, I can't be me. I can't even fix my lips to say the things that I normally say. Sometimes I feel like maybe that's why I'm an introvert. I'm not an introvert because I'm shy or because I'm not able to talk in large groups. I do it all the time, but it's, you constantly have to be thinking about what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, how you're going to communicate, how people receive you. It is stressful not being you, but it's stressful being you.
Yeah. It's just a little bit hard to normalize those things, especially relearning things that have already been entered, things that you've already used multiple times, from job interviews to college, starting our own business and what that looks like and how those conversations are different based off of what people need. But I guess it goes to catering to the audience.
Yeah.
And the audience isn't always your inner circle.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you're right. And it's something that I'm working on. I ultimately think everyone should be comfortable being you. That's part of what makes the world unique, especially America. We're this melting pot of all sorts of people, all sorts of cultures, and all sorts of norms. And if we were able to just be us, we would learn so much. We would, but we have to have that open mind. You would learn the different things people eat or the different. I remember in college, one of the papers I had to write was about, I should remember this, but I think it was about the Asian culture. Maybe it was about the Asian culture, and it was something about how in some cultures it's rude to close your door. Or, in America, especially, like, we're really big on space. Like, give me my personal space. If I'm at the grocery store, don't be breathing down my neck. But there are other cultures where that's just not even thought of. It's not even that they have a rule again. It's simply not thought of. So anyway, I say that to say, if we were all comfortable being us, how much would we learn? How many new things would we come across? So switching gears a little bit, where do you feel comfortable being authentic?
I guess at home. It's supposed to be your safe space.
Yeah.
With my friends, of course, whenever we get a chance to hang out. But I want to say that will probably be it. I don't have as many safe spaces as I should.
I agree. I mean, I'm a homebody. I never leave home. So home is, of course, my space. That's the only space I'm in. But sometimes I think that I used to have a really, really close-knit group of, not a group,
Mm-hmm.
but it was friends.
It's like 2 or 3 in a group.
Let's call it a close few, not a group. A group seemed like I just had this whole, and I didn't. That's not me. But, and I got older. I've got a family now. I can't go out all the time. But I wonder if I'm able to even be me then. Like, because not only is it strange being your authentic self among strangers or amongst people that aren't your inner circle, but it also feels that way a little bit if there's been time like a time lapse in between
Yeah.
you seeing your friends. Like, because what are their expectations of you now? What do they think of this new you? You know, it's been a few years or whatever it's been. You have lived, you've had new experiences. So it's almost like reintroducing myself again.
I guess it would depend on the time gap. Like my bestie, which is my son's Aiden's got mommy Lexi. Hey Lexi.
Hey, girl.
I guess just because she's also a businesswoman and has so many different projects. She's going back to school for ministry. And I feel like every time we talk, maybe sometimes it's like a month, sometimes it can be like 2 or 3. It does. It feels like we're catching up in like the tiniest way.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've known each other since college, so she knows a big bulk of like the adult me and the journey that it has been to get here, to be a mom, education, all those little steps.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. It feels like reintroducing, like like oh, you were talking to this person. How you all doing? Or hey, Olivia, how things going with Corey?
Yeah.
But it never seems like this exhausting. Like oh my gosh, I really feel like having this conversation. It never really feels like that. So she's definitely she is my safe space.
Yeah,
Love you, Lex.
That's awesome. I've got one friend. She know who she is. Hey, Delisa. Hey, Bo. But Delisa is maybe the only person in my whole life that really knows me. Like, and what I mean is, I'm not a telephone talker. Do not call me on the phone. Tell me about what you watched today, what you ate.
Just hang up on you.
Oh, I got so much to do. You know,
not
like,
nice way. Not like one of those. Oh, but I got disconnected. No, like a gotta go.
Yeah.
That type of hang up. But go ahead.
Like, I'm also not, which is the problem with me, but I'm not great at following up. Like, when I get into something, like we started this business, that's my whole focus. My whole focus is this business. I wake up, I do it. I go to sleep thinking about it. I dream about it. So, I'm not great at like reaching out and like being like, oh, I guess it's been a year since I talked to you. What you doing? But the Lisa, anytime we get together, it doesn't matter if we've not talked in a year, 5 years, 6 months, we get together and there's no questions about, there's no questions of who I am. She still knows who I am. And I think that's rare to have friends that can really be a safe space.
True. And Dee's known you since high school. So,
yeah,
that's forever ago.
She's like, she might have been, maybe not my first, but like my second friend, if not my first in high school. So it's been a while. But I think that, we need to, as a like, I'm big on trying to find your happy, right? Like, we can't always be happy, but we can do small things to fix the spaces that feel strange. Maybe not unhappy, but not happy. And that's where I feel like we should work more like, we just accept that we have to be someone other than who we are normally, and we do it. There's no questions about it. You don't hear lots of conversations about it. But there should be. There should be a movement to be more authentically you. You might not be able to do that today. You can't go to work, and in your brains be like, yeah, what up, go. But, we can work towards that. We can work towards some sort of normalcy.
Okay, agree. Take some time.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable not being you. I've been recently doing a lot of like networking, which is so outside of my comfort zone, guys. So outside. But the more I meet people, I can feel my face putting on the personality before I even know what's happening. The smile comes on, and it just happens. And afterwards, I'm like, Jamie, you didn't want to smile. You don't look smile. Where did it come from? Why? Like, I hate it. Sometimes I'm walking down the street, and if I see a person I smile at them because I feel like
Complete
I have
stranger.
RBF, I have resting bitch face. And I don't want somebody to come and think, oh, look at that aggressive black girl. Well, why is that in my head? Why is that a thing that I do?
Angry black woman.
What is that? I'm not angry. I don't think. If I was, I'd
I
tell
can
you.
be.
But yeah, like I said, I feel like there should be a stronger movement for us to just feel comfortable being us. My hair is curly. Please don't touch it. It's messy. I like to be natural. I just want to be that. I don't want to feel like I have to go to work and tighten up my locks, put on some edge control. I should be able to just, I can type and talk with messy hair, with curly hair. I can do it. What do you think that world looks like? Like, what would it look like in a world if you went to work the same fussy Olivia that left the house?
Oh, I get fussy over too. They know not to talk to me sometimes.
You better as fussy as you are. She is fussy, y'all.
I'm not fussy. People are just, I think, I don't know. I've been in my field for, it'll be 8 years this summer. From TA all the way up to director. It's a lot. And Jamie knows more than anybody. I love people. Like having random conversations that she loves. Best for me. I can make a friend just about anywhere. But I don't know. It's just, I'm fussy. I'm just not that fussy because I'm supposed to lead. So if I'm fussy, then my staff is going to be fussy. Then the kids are going to be out of control. Their parents are going to be like, oh my God, what happened today? And it's just a really bad cycle. So,
I get it. And I get putting on the face. Like, you got to go to work even if you're fussy today. And I get that. But is there a world where we can go to work and be like, listen, y'all, today my day. Today ain't it. I ain't got to tell you. Is that not because we're humans. Things happen in life. Your kid rubs a permanent marker on the wall or something like life. You know what I mean? And I gotta control this. I gotta put on a smile. I don't want to, guys. I don't want to.
You're not doing the work from home or the self-owned business. Unfortunately, I fall under someone else's contract of what an employee looks like. And that's apparently part of my job description.
I hope that with the Love You Collective, we are able to create opportunities, not just job opportunities, but opportunities for us to just be. And I really don't know what that looks like because a business must have employees that are consistent, that are reliable. And that's part of business. We all get that. But there has to be a balance between allowing somebody to be a human, to have bad days, to maybe get on a meeting and not feel like smiling today. I do not have to smile to answer questions. I simply don't. I'm smiling now, and it's okay. But that's, I feel like when I used to manage a team, and one of my team's sort of inside jokes is if they saw me smiling a lot, they knew that I was annoyed. Because when you're at work, you can't show your frustration. You can't be like, nah, Carol. You have to put on a different face. And so my face became the smile. And when people see me, they're like, oh, Jamie's so happy. She's always so cheerful. Jamie's annoyed. So, if anybody may be looking back, it's like, yeah, she was probably annoyed.
She does the same thing at home. Don't worry. It's not just you.
Well, anyway, I thought it would be, a conversation starter. I don't know how many people are listening, but people, we need to start a change. And yes, we need to start a change in many, many, many places, especially with people of color. But I think the world could use this mission, which is to accept being just you.
Yeah, be you. Tattoos, colored hair, natural
Locks,
hair,
no locks, no hair,
color contacts, long nails, high heels, no heels, no shoes.
Be you.
No problem. I mean, hey,
What do you need it for?
don't shave. You know, whatever.
Yeah. And so if there is any sort of message from this episode, it is to work at being comfortable being you everywhere. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to work on.
Mm. But to be comfortable, you have to be uncomfortable.
Exactly. And change only comes when we stop accepting, when we stop doing the things that we think are expected of us and just be us.
Yeah.
So I hope that everyone.
Just take care of yourself.
What's my
I got my Tabitha cup from Target. We're just rocking up people's businesses today, huh?
Tabitha. First of all, guys, support Tabitha at Target. I don't know if it's at all the Targets, but they have the most beautiful Black History installs there. I mean, not your typical Martin Luther had a dream, we know, but really, really celebrating Black people, Black artists. These Tabitha's line is just so unique. It's so beautiful. It feels so authentically Black without, without having to put I'm Black.
Her kitchenware, her snacks. I think it's a limited edition at all Target, so I don't know how long it's going to be there, but you should definitely go while you can.
Support us. Not just February, but support us. Anyhow, I hope all of you are having a beautiful, beautiful evening. I hope that you had something to sip, something to inhale. And my loves, we will see you next episode.